Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Men need to stop thinking only ugly women will choose them. And this is something I need to clear up. I need to clear up. Because y'all know I'm big on saying women choose the men. I mean, any player know that. Any true to the game player know that. Pimps know that. Regardless of what everybody else want to think. And just to be clear, just because they choose you don't mean you have to choose them back. A woman choosing you, all she is doing is opening the door and saying, hey, you can walk through. But you still have to walk through. You still have to see that the damn door is open. So that's the real trick. Now, when I say that, there's always some guys, right? There's always some guys when I say, deal with the women who are choosing you. Or if they non-select type of guys, they know the majority of women ain't checking for them, right? And they'll feel like the only women who's going to check for them are just ugly women. First of all, let me hit y'all with something deep. Even if that man is what women consider drop dead attractive, tall, like got all the bells and whistles and stuff, the reality is, even though most women will check that dude out who see him, only a few are going to actually want to get with him. That's just the reality. Even like the top dude. I mean, and the bottom line, even with that, is there's going to be some women who ain't feeling him. Now, a generally non-select dude, you know what? Nah. If you non-select, or if we want to use the term beta, nah, most women ain't going to be feeling you. I'm just going to be real with it. Most women ain't going to feel you. They ain't going to find you attractive, interesting, anything. So what? So what? Because see, here's the mistake a lot of dudes make. Just like even with these guys who get a bunch of women, they get a lot of drama too. They get a lot of drama. These are guys get pregnancy scares, got to get a shot in the butt or something. Got some women aiming a gun at them, slashing their tires. The more women you attract, the more drama you get. It's actually better if you're in a room full of 100 women, only 5 of them feeling you. That's actually better. Because then they're going to really want you, especially if you generally non-select or, you ain't considered classically handsome or cool or, women find you nerdy or something. It's actually better that only a few women find you attractive anyway, because then they really want you. Keep that in mind. That's one thing. Because the thing about some guy who's attracting a lot of women, he got plenty of options. And you want to work to get there. You want to work to increase your options. But it's not always a bad thing if you don't have options like that. Right? Because then somebody stepping to you is more sincere. But here's the main thing. I don't even think guys mind that part if it was just find attractive women, right? And let's be real, in this society, most of the women that the average dude is going to come across is going to be in a 6 to 8 range. That's what the average woman is going to be, that any regular dude out there is going to encounter on a regular basis. Even if he's the type of dude who go to nightclubs and stuff like that, if you really look at the women, they're going to be in a 6 to 8 range. So first of all, don't be thinking, oh, well, you know what? I ain't going to get that very attractive woman. Yeah, most dudes ain't. As BGS would say, those 100 octane type of women, first of all, they ain't checking for you anyway. Even if you're a Mr. Goodbar type, unless your ass is a baller, high-level drug dealer, or some Wall Street person, they going for big money. So first of all, don't even worry about it. Those extremely attractive ones, if they get a chance, they get in those circles, boom. And you know what? You let them go. Now, like I said, mostly in the 6 to 8 range. Look, here's the thing. Those women like guys. You don't know. First of all, see, here's the problem with a lot of guys. A lot of guys don't have enough self-esteem to really realize how women are really seeing them. They might think they're ugly or they this or they that. But a lot of times, if you look at the guys, and this is coming from the women, the guys look all right. In fact, some of the times, there's a lot of women. You never know what a particular woman find attractive. She might be checking for you. Man, over the years, and I've said this in other places, and I'll say it again, and I'll explain why I say to give the number I do. I've talked with thousands of women, literally. Now, somebody will say, well, that's how you going to do that? Remember, I've always been in places where I can talk with thousands of women. I've done a lot of vending. I've worked in sales, I was always popular on whatever college campus I was on, at least to know some people, and people talk to me and tell me what's up. And one of the things I found interesting, you'll find a woman who might rate a 7 or an 8. And truth be told, even though I said most of these women go for those big baller types, you get some women in the 9 to 10 range who will like some dude who's seemingly ordinary. I've seen that happen a lot. They'll be like, hey, Rom, you know that guy over there? No, not really. That real quiet one? Yeah, I think he's hot. I've heard women say that. You look at him and, I know another fine woman and stuff, right? Sister put brothers in a trance like an ugly man, I've met a couple like that. They, they ain't tripping over the guy's, looks or whatever. Shoot, I know some women out there, they checking for men who would be considered non-select or nerdy type of guys. They checking for that. Seriously. There's a lot of, in fact, I'm going to tell you what, and that could be another thing. I've met a lot of women, they'll deal with so many nerdy guys to the point they don't want to deal with them because they say, you know what, they ain't been nice to me. That's a whole other video. But you get some badass women out there checking for some dudes. Or you know what, but a lot of times the dude, he's so busy looking at that dime who ain't gonna fuck with him anyway, he ignoring the 8 who is still above average. It's not always the ugly women. And I'm gonna tell you something now about ugly women. A lot of times they ain't choosing you. Anyway, ugly women are weird. Ugly women are weird. Because some of them, sometimes something gets in their head and they want to skip over like a dude they can actually get, and they the ones be looking at like those like top level men and whatnot. Be picky as hell. Or, they try to pretend like they ain't feeling the guy, but they don't necessarily pick. They can be hard to deal with. Like the best women, I always say it just from an overall perspective, the best women to deal with are in that 6 to 8 range. And a lot of them just, a lot of them just want a dude that they feeling. They ain't really, they like a very great looking dude, but, if they get a dude, they kind of click with him. See, sometimes we forget that sometimes women just like a guy. It could be a situation they on the job or anything or in a social circle where they can get to know the guy and they start choosing. See, sometimes that choice happens in the first 3 seconds or something like that. But sometimes if a woman in a social circle, she can see the man's personality, see what he about. She get to look at him, get to feel him out. She'll choose then. And she'll be attractive. This ain't speculation. Like even now, a lot of women tell me what they really feeling. And, they'll meet a guy. They even say, sometimes the dude might be good looking to him, sometimes not, but they'll say, you know what, it's something about him. It's something, and you just never know. But see, the guys, too many guys don't feel good enough about themselves to think that a woman would check for them, or a decent looking woman would. They'll say, well, I'm ugly, or I'm too dark, I'm too light, I'm too fat, I'm too slim, But what a woman wants, she wants. Shoot. I know a woman, and this is a rejection I got. I meant to mention it in my video on rejection, kind of went over it, forgot it and whatnot. But I had a woman, and she was fairly attractive. I'd give her a good 7. Like dudes who like big breastises would love her to death. She wouldn't get no peace from her. But she told me straight up she couldn't mess with me. She said I was too pretty. I was like, what? Yeah, she said I was too pretty. She like rough looking dudes. See, that's another thing too. Don't think too many men out here don't realize that they might have a look that appeals to a particular woman. All women don't want a pretty boy. Some women like a rough looking dude, as this one woman told me. Some women like a pretty boy. Some women like a light skinned dude, dark skin. If he's white, maybe Northern European looking, maybe Southern European, Eastern European, whatever. People are tall. Everybody have their preference, right? All women don't want the same thing. Now, it's still on looks, but you might have a look or something that appeals to you. Or even intellect, right? I've met some women, they prefer like a smarter dude, more intellectual type of dude, even though they look like, they would be the type to deal with a baller or something. And the reason why is because they were the type, they were getting like PhDs. I've known some badass women who were probably rate as a 9, who were getting stuff like PhDs, MDs, JDs, advanced degrees, very intelligent. And a lot of times they just say, they actually would prefer more some dude on that level. And, they might meet that dude and start choosing hard, but the dude tripping. And I've met some dudes knowing, there's been some cases I've known both sides of this situation. You get some dude thinking, these women don't want me. And the woman saying, damn, Rom, just hint to him that I want him. I've even had some women say, look, tell the dude I want him. Because sometimes what'll happen is a dude is so busy thinking a woman or a particular woman ain't checking for him that they, they just don't make the move. And a lot of women, even though they choose a man, they still expect that man to make some type of move. They'll hint, they'll do whatever, put themselves in that position. They still want that man to step up. And shoot, even a few might even come on hard to the man. He ain't picking up on it. Because he tripping, thinking a woman ain't wanting him. See, one of the first things a man has to do is realize he's viable. He's got to think, somebody will probably want me. But the problem is, too many guys, they still dwelling on that real pretty girl that rejected them. They ain't thinking about the other women. Because sometimes you got to pay attention to it. Shoot, I look back in my own life and stuff. That's why I'm kind of laid back and try to see everything. Chasing one woman, got 3 others checking me out just as attractive. Feeling me, but I'm tripping. Because you never know. You never know. So you got to stop thinking. See, first thing, you just want to do your thing. Be who you going to be. And then just pay attention. And no, you might not be one of those people that you going to get every single woman checking you out. Probably not. You don't need to be. Because that, like I said earlier, that's a headache. You want to be the guy who can spot the ones who are checking you out. And yeah, you know what? You might get an ugly woman check you out every now and then. You don't mess with her. It's just that simple. But you probably get some attractive women checking you out. But since you tripping and stuff, you ain't even going to see it. So you just get that out of your mind. Understand, just value yourself to know that you can get that whatever type of woman you want. All right? Well, rather, the woman you get... let me say that differently. Because I get some guys out here chasing some woman and stuff, knowing the woman ain't chosen. Let me say that differently. A man needs to realize somebody is going to choose him that's going to be worthwhile. Somebody. But he can't be pressed about it. He just got to live his life, do what he going to do. Because some women going to check you out for a while. They're going to just look. They might not say shit to you. But then all of a sudden put themselves in a position and act like, oh, they just saw you when they know they saw you about 5 months ago. So, anyway, that's it for today. I want y'all to think about that. Get out that low self-esteem bullshit. All right? Get out of it. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Talk to somebody. Get counseling. Whatever. All you doing is hurting yourself. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.